Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're unraveling a massive digital mystery. Have you ever wondered how a completely endless ecosystem just builds itself from scratch? I mean, think about those incredible voxel landscapes we all know and love. Towering mountains, sprawling forests, oceans that literally stretch on forever. How exactly does a game engineer an entire universe right before your eyes without breaking a sweat? Which brings us to the real detective work here. How does it create this endless world without absolutely filling your computer's hard drive with trillions of blocks? Seriously, if a game engine tried to save every single tree, every cave, every piece of dirt before you even hit play, it would completely crash your hardware. I mean, there's just no standard hard drive out there that can hold an infinite universe. So how does it fake this endless expanse? Well, let's dive right into this. The entire secret starts with something unbelievably small: a seed. Now, a seed is literally just a single number, but it acts as a master blueprint, or a recipe. It tells the game exactly how to build the whole world. When you boot it up, this one tiny number acts as the origin point. It unleashes this mathematical wave that dictates exactly where every single river, hill, and village is going to end up. To really get why this is a game changer, we have to look at the difference between stored worlds and procedural generation. Storing a world, meaning saving the data for every single individual block, is literally impossible for an endless map. Instead, we get procedural generation. It doesn't actually store the world at all. It builds it mathematically, on the fly, right when you need it. As you're walking forward, the terrain is generating in real time, instantly converting pure math into the ground beneath your feet.
Let's break down how this seed logic actually plays out. It's basically 3 steps. First, you punch in that seed number. Second, these hidden mathematical rules grab that exact number and use it to calculate the world. And third, and this is the part that still blows my mind, if you take that exact same seed and enter it on a completely different computer halfway across the world, you get the exact same world. Every mountain, every cave is right where you left it because the underlying math doesn't change.
Section 1. Chunks. The world's hidden building blocks. Okay, so the world isn't actually loaded all at once. That'd be a disaster. Instead, it gets sliced up into these small sections called chunks. You can think of them like dynamic puzzle pieces. As you're exploring, the game only generates the puzzle pieces right around you. Meanwhile, all those distant chunks you left behind, they quietly unload from your computer's memory. This clever little disappearing and reappearing act is exactly what lets you keep walking forever. But how does it actually shape the terrain inside those chunks? Well, it uses these hidden mathematical patterns called noise functions. Imagine these as invisible mathematical waves that instantly calculate and sculpt every mountain, valley, and cliffside. It's not just random static, right? It's a carefully tuned mathematical frequency that breathes physical, natural-looking life into the topography.
And of course, a world is way more than just physical shapes. It's a living environment. This is where temperature and moisture come in. Different combinations of these two things totally dictate the biomes. If the math says a region is cold and wet, boom, you've got snowy mountains. Hot and dry, sprawling deserts. Warm and highly moist, welcome to the lush jungle. The engine mathematically layers these climate maps to generate completely diverse environments right next to each other, seamlessly.
And the generation rules don't just stop at the surface. The system automatically carves out massive underground caves, twisting subterranean rivers, and glowing lava lakes deep down. Up top, it places complex structures like villages, desert temples, and even ancient hidden cities. And remember, absolutely none of this is placed manually by a level designer. It all follows strict, hidden rules to make sure every single playthrough is packed with structural surprises.
Section 2. A living, breathing ecosystem. So even the organic stuff, the things that look totally natural, are strictly governed by logic. You might think trees just pop up randomly, but they don't. The game checks the biome first and then applies really specific spacing rules to naturally grow forests, flowers, and grass. It's designed to look authentically wild and overgrown, rather than a rigid, repetitive computer grid. It's basically calculated chaos doing its best impression of nature.
The exact same goes for the animals. Spawning is strictly tied to those environmental rules we just talked about. Cows and sheep, they're going to spawn naturally in the grassy plains. Wolves stick to the forests, and polar bears are mathematically bound to icy biomes. The game constantly scans your surroundings in the background, making sure creatures only pop up where they actually belong in this vibrant digital ecosystem.
But these ecosystems aren't frozen in time. They run on a constant cycle. During the day, you've got bright lighting and peaceful exploration. But as soon as that sun sets and darkness spreads, a totally different set of mathematical rules takes over. The engine detects the drop in light levels and uses that as a literal trigger to start spawning hostile mobs out of the shadows. Just a simple light calculation completely flips the game from exploration to survival.
And within this crazy living world, you can actually harness the environment using a material called redstone. Now, redstone acts incredibly similarly to real-world electrical circuits. It lets you channel this glowing red energy to power automatic doors, run massive automated farms, or, crazy enough, build fully functioning computers right there inside the game. The engine calculates all these energy transfers in real time, effectively simulating the laws of electricity on the fly.
Section 3. Systems, Synchronization, and Infinite Scale.
Now, just take a second and think about everything we've just discussed happening all at the exact same time. Every single second, thousands of blocks, creatures, lighting updates, weather changes, and physics calculations are firing off simultaneously. Water flows down a hill, lava creeps through a cave, a redstone machine pulses, all of it calculated instantly without missing a single beat. It's honestly a real-time processing marvel that keeps the world feeling fully alive.
So how does this work when you throw multiplayer into the mix? When you're playing with friends, a central server has to orchestrate all this chaos. The process is super fascinating. Players connect, someone places a single block, the server instantly processes that data, shoots out immediate updates, and suddenly everyone sees perfectly synchronized changes in real time. It's just a beautifully choreographed dance of data between every connected player.
And all of this incredible tech comes together to maintain an absolute illusion of infinity. The world is so unbelievably large that most players could explore for years without ever reaching its edge. Now, technically, it's not truly endless. There are hard mathematical limits eventually, but the scale is so incredibly vast that if you tried to walk it, you'd likely never see the end. You become this tiny speck on an unimaginably gigantic digital planet.
So the big takeaway here is that all of this vastness boils down to millions upon millions of real-time calculations. Every tree, every mountain peak, every ray of sunlight, and every single creature trying to chase you in the dark, it's all the result of millions of simultaneous math problems being solved instantly by your computer. And the absolute coolest part of the whole shebang? Every single one of those calculations sprouted from just one tiny, simple seed number.
Which leaves us with a pretty profound thought to ponder. The next time you hit create on a new world, just remember, you aren't just pressing a button. You're watching invisible math build a literal universe, block by block, right in front of your eyes, from one tiny golden seed. So, what will you build? Thanks for tuning in to this explainer. I really hope you walk away with a totally new appreciation for the engine running beneath your feet.